Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Got a lot to talk about in today's video, including an epic PC game bundle coming from Fanatical. It is the Kingslayer bundle. It's available for $4.99, and this is one of the best bundles when you look at all of the bundle providers from Humble, Fanatical, whatever the case may be in terms of price and the games that you're getting. This is really great. So I want to give you guys a look through that. On top of that, it looks like AMD is going to be readying graphics cards to take on Nvidia's higher end range. I've talked a lot about how AMD's really killing it from a mid-range perspective, but as far as their higher end offerings go, there's really a lot of work that needs to be done. And even if the reactions to Nvidia's new graphics cards are relatively lukewarm, it really doesn't matter because they don't have much competition. And lastly, tomorrow is the Game Awards. We are expecting a bunch of new game announcements as a part of that, but two game announcements have already been pretty much confirmed, including a new Far Cry game as well as a new Dragon Age game. So I want to take you guys through my thoughts on those two at the end of this video. First, I want to let you guys know about Fanatical's Kingslayer bundle. Again, it's available for $4.99, and let's go through all of the games that you get for just $5. First up, you get Oxenfree, which is an awesome game. This is one of the few games that I actually have a full done review on my channel. This was such a great game. Some people from Telltale worked on it. And you get a really great coming-of-age story. The story's really well done. There are some supernatural elements to it as well, so it's not like completely realistic, but I found it to be a very relatable game in terms of how they did the character development, so that's a great game. You also get Styx Shards of Darkness, which usually goes for a relatively high price point, even on sale, so to get that as a part of this bundle, that's pretty good. The Styx games weren't really my cup of tea, but I do know that a lot of people enjoyed them, so hey, that's another game that you get. With this bundle, you also get a bunch of Star Wars games, including Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. You get Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and you get Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and I think The Force Unleashed is a very underrated game. I really enjoyed that title. It's also the Ultimate Sith Edition. Now, truth be told, The Old Republic does have some issues on PC, but it's pretty easy to work around them and get the game working no problem, so to get both of the Old Republic games as a part of this bundle, that's really great as well. If you stop right there, I would say this bundle is easily worth the $5, but you keep going, you get the Age of Decadence. Don't know too much about that game. You also get the King of Fighters 13 Steam Edition. That's a very good fighting game. I know fighting game and PC really don't go hand in hand, but to get that as a part of the bundle, that's really great as well. You get Metal Slug X. You can never go wrong with some Metal Slug. You also get SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition, and rounding things out, you get Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. That is a fantastic cap off to this bundle. And again, just a tremendous bundle, a lot of depth in the games, a lot of variety. Oxenfree is a great story-driven game. Styx for you guys that want a quality action-adventure title. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, those are great. Force Unleashed, I think, is heavily underrated. Age of Decadence is the one game that's a bit foreign to me, but the King of Fighters 13, solid fighting game. Metal Slug X is your typical Metal Slug fare. SimCity 4 is a pretty good addition into this bundle, and then Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition, great for you guys that are into RPGs. So, great bundle. Leave a link to that in the description box down below. And moving on from that, Lisa Su, the head of AMD, is saying that they are going to soon be releasing GPUs to take on Nvidia's higher-end RTX range. Quote, "We will be very competitive overall, and that includes the high-end of GPU market. Obviously, there are new products out there from our competition. We will have our set of new products as well, and we will be right there in the mix." Now, obviously, that statement does point towards newer AMD cards being released at some point. We don't have a timetable, but I would imagine sometime in 2019. Unfortunately, AMD really hasn't been able to make much of a dent into the high-end market, even when they were super active. It seemed like Nvidia, from a high-end standpoint, always had a leg up on them. I've talked about it before when it comes to AMD, and whether it's fair or not, you guys can come to the conclusion on that, but there is this, like, label attached to AMD that they are lower quality products. Obviously, that is not the case, but it kind of goes hand in hand to the fact that AMD absolutely kills it in a mid-range perspective. But once you get to those that are looking for those higher-end GPUs, it seems like they back away from AMD for whatever reason, outside of that contingency of loyal AMD fans. When you look at it from a more casual perspective, AMD is kind of looked at as that lesser quality product, and more people flock towards Nvidia and Intel for the CPU side of things when it comes to the higher end. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't really know how AMD can break that stigma, because I feel like that stigma has existed for a very long time. Maybe a lot of you guys that are watching my videos will disagree with me and think that stigma doesn't exist, but coming from someone that has interacted with a bunch of people, has seen what people have said on Twitter, my comment section, there is definitely that nucleus of people that just think that AMD is a lesser quality product, and that usually does from a casual side of things because they're just not well informed. From a mid-range side of things, I think people do accept AMD for what they are. They offer great mid-range products, especially for the GPUs. I think GPUs like the RX 570 and 580 are the best value GPUs on the market right now, but then when you extend to the higher end side of things, they don't really have a lot of offerings enticing gamers, and that's why even if the 2070, 2080, 2080 Ti are leaving gamers with a lot to be desired, Nvidia at this point really doesn't have to care because they don't have any major competition breathing down their neck. That's why I think somebody like Intel getting into the GPU market would do so much from a consumer standpoint, just because it would give Nvidia some competition. And here I am in 2018, almost 2019, I'm pointing towards Intel to be the savior of the GPU market. That's kind of funny where things have gone, but Nvidia desperately needs some competition right now, and I just don't know if AMD is going to be able to offer something substantial that the casual gamer and the regular consumer is going to really get behind, but we shall see. Hopefully I'm wrong about that, and hopefully AMD brings forth something in 2019 that really captivates the entirety of the PC market. Lastly, tomorrow is the Game Awards. We know that there are going to be a bunch of new game announcements. I know games like Anthem are going to be there. We're probably going to see a bunch of updates on other titles. Some of the best titles of 2018 will be commemorated for their success. I'm really just interested in the new game announcements, and we already know that a new Far Cry game is going to be announced. Ubisoft posted a teaser trailer for the Game Awards today. Kind of surprising because Far Cry 5 was just released back in March of this year, but if you look at how that game did from a financial standpoint, that game was a gigantic success across all platforms. It was actually the best-selling game of 2018 for a while, which might shock some people. I don't think people really credit Far Cry for being one of the biggest gaming franchise out there today, but it really is. And it's easy to see why a publisher like Ubisoft would go back to the well several times. I mean, did you see how they milked Assassin's Creed when that franchise was at its peak? And right after Assassin's Creed Origins does really well, they go right back and release Assassin's Creed Odyssey a year later. We know the Ubisoft MO, we know how they do things. They really focus on those open world games and try to get those franchises as big as possible, and that's what we're seeing with Far Cry now. Now, this Far Cry game is a little bit different, and it's actually a post-apocalyptic Far Cry game. Everybody's making memes about it being Far Cry 76. I think that's pretty funny, but I think a change of pace for Far Cry is something that's great. I would love to see Far Cry kind of alternate entries. Let's go from your traditional Far Cry game to a Far Cry game that's a little bit different, to your traditional Far Cry game, something a little bit different. I think that would at least keep the franchise engaging at all times, instead of just regurgitating the same Far Cry game after the same Far Cry game, because again, FC5 just released back in March, and to hear about a new game already, but considering that Far Cry is a franchise that's been really attached to PC gaming, especially from a technical side of things, seeing a new Far Cry game will be pretty exciting. Now, also, it looks like a new Dragon Age title will also be announced at the Game Awards. Now, we already know BioWare is gonna be at the Game Awards. They're gonna show off a new trailer for their upcoming game Anthem. Anthem is scheduled to be released in February of next year, so work on that title is wrapping up, and at this point a large portion of BioWare are probably working on another title, that game being Dragon Age 4. Now, a report from VentureBeat notes that BioWare is planning on unveiling a new Dragon Age title tomorrow at the Game Awards, and this title will be in fact Dragon Age 4. Unfortunately, the report also suggests that the game is 3 years away from release, so this will not be a current gen game. Obviously on PC it doesn't matter because PC just carries over. So yeah, it does look like this game won't be released for quite a while, so that's unfortunate, but Dragon Age is a franchise that I've been a big fan of. I love Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age 2 was and I did thoroughly enjoy Dragon Age Inquisition. I know some of you guys weren't a big fan of Dragon Age Inquisition. I liked it for what it was, and I really thought it was one of the better RPGs of the last couple of years. But it's a very interesting time for BioWare. BioWare is a studio that for a long time was heralded as one of the best RPG studios in the world, and in recent years, they've really put off a lot of gamers with titles like Inquisition. Even though I was a fan of it, some gamers were a bit disappointed by it, and then of course Mass Effect Andromeda left a lot to be desired, and then a lot of people weren't a big fan of them moving on to a new project like Anthem being a more online-oriented title. They kind of put that single-player RPG in the back burner, but Dragon Age 4 will definitely suffice as a single-player RPG, so hopefully we get some substantial information about it tomorrow. But at the same time, with the reports being that it's still 3 years away from release, I doubt that we're gonna see much, and I could very well see that all we're gonna see tomorrow is just a teaser trailer, which would be kind of disappointing, but we shall see. And that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Again, the Kingslayer bundle from Fanatical is fantastic. It's available for $4.99, and you get so many great games. If you want to add a lot of depth to your PC library, definitely check out that bundle. Super cheap and a lot of great titles. And it looks like AMD is readying some new GPUs, probably gonna come sometime in 2019. But anything to give Nvidia some competition at this point, and do expect announcements of a new Far Cry game and a new Dragon Age title tomorrow at the Game Awards, so that's pretty exciting. That's gonna conclude this video, guys. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.